say I probably stream or play like 6 to 12 hours a day.
He just plays for about 11-12 hours a day.
You play Fortnite
every day
for a minimum of 10 hours a day.
6 hours a day, practicing.
11-12 hours a day.
Videos, making sure that I'm
6 to 12
doing the
hours.
best of my abilities.
11-12 hours a day.
6 to 12 hours a day.
6 hours a day.
I've been involved in the Fortnite scene for nearly the entirety of its now 3-year existence. From the early days where Ninja was the best and the skirmishes were the biggest events, up until right now with giant tournaments like World Cup and FNCS on all the time. And although I've never become a pro player myself, I have been lucky enough to gain an insane amount of knowledge and follow alongside the journeys of pros on their paths to mastery. I've seen the dedication and skill of these players firsthand and watched them grow from just someone who enjoys playing video games with mates to having a full-time career out of it as young as the age of 14. Looking back on this, I would have never believed that there could be anywhere near as many players making it to going pro as there are right now. Over the time I've been involved in the competitive scene, I've seen exactly how players improve their skills, improve their mentalities, and connect with other players and people in the community to market themselves to orgs and brands to score big contracts and sponsors, and today I'm going to attempt to share as much of that as possible with you guys. How do you go pro? This is one of the most commonly asked questions in the entire esports scene, and I hear people ask it every day. Especially in Fortnite, I find people consistently struggling to find the right path to take in order to become a full-time pro player. Should you make content? How long should you play each day? How can I get on an org? Can this even actually be a job? I've seen players many times ask and answer all of these questions on their paths to becoming a pro, and today I'm going to answer all of them with my top 5 tips and insights on how you can go pro. First up, before any org is going to want to pay for your skill, you're going to need to get really good at playing, which means you have to improve your aim, building, and game sense in game. And I found that the quickest way to learn about the game and understand your mistakes is by watching videos. This can range anywhere from just watching casual content videos to tips and tricks or full-on in-depth VOD reviews. I myself have gained almost all of my knowledge from watching videos because I had very limited time to actually play the game and figure it out for myself. But only knowing stuff is not enough to make it as a pro player. You have to learn, compete, repeat. This cycle of improvement has to always be in your mind for you to come back to and use, because knowledge by itself can only improve game sense, and to be a pro player you have to know how to aim, you have to know how to build, and you have to know how to act in specific stressful situations, and you just can't get that from watching videos. This is where you have to bring together all of that knowledge you've built up from VOD reviewing and watching tips and tricks and put it into practice by training and then competing in any event you can. I think it's very important that you find yourself a good balance between theory and practice, because only one of them won't get you far on your journey to becoming a pro. You have to learn, compete, repeat, and stick to this cycle for your entire career with the mindset of constantly improving to become the greatest. Now that you've built up your skills in-game, it's time to build a network. In gaming, it is especially important to know the right people in order to find good teammates and get picked up by an org. Also, it's good to have a network of other good players that you can play scrims, arena, and creative with to improve together. Just go into discords and look for other players who are around the same skill level as you and ask them to play. See if you can help them improve, or they can help you improve, or you just have a chat and vibe. Just try to meet up with as many players as possible to build up a network of people that can get better with you, because You never know where they'll be in the future and where you'll be. Overall, it's just extremely important that you're a social player in the Fortnite scene, because no matter what you're doing, there will always be someone there to support you. There are only benefits to connecting with other players, because the chances are that they play differently to you, so you can learn some things from them, and maybe they can learn something from you as well, and maybe one day they'll ask you to be their duo or trio and you do really good. Overall, it's just really important to build up a network of people that you know, and it's also just good fun. So, seeing as there is no official learning path or course to take in order to become a pro player, you need to take a different approach to gain knowledge in the gaming world. You have to learn from the best players and coaches in the game. That's why you should reach out to as many people as possible and see if you can gain some valuable knowledge from them. Reach out to any players or coaches that you know through Twitch or Discord or Twitter DMs, and just be really nice and open about who you are and where you want to go, and ask them anything. It's not going to be easy to reach these kinds of people with hundreds of thousands or millions of followers, because frankly, they don't care about you. But if you keep persisting, someday someone will reply. They might say, okay, sure, I'll chat to you more in Twitch chat, or I'll give you an invite to their Discord group, or even just start messaging directly with you. These experiences with these people who are at the very top will be some of the most valuable experiences that you can ever have, and the knowledge that you can gain will be life-changing. Just by doing seemingly basic things with them, like sitting in their call muted while you've watched them VOD review, can be the quickest way to learn, because those people have years of experience playing and coaching, and just by being there with them, you can learn so much that you just can't learn anywhere else. So yeah, overall, it's just a really good idea to find the best of the best in any field, reach out to them in a creative way, keep trying, and show them who you are and that you want an opportunity to learn from them. One main advantage of the esports career path is that it's very easy for people to tell how good you are. For example, in a career as a doctor, people can only tell how good you are by the degrees you have, the companies that you've worked for, and the past employees' feedback. Whereas in gaming, you can just pull up anyone's placements and gameplay and watch them for a few minutes and say, okay, this guy is really good, or this guy sucks. So our skills are directly attached to our skills instead of being shown through degrees or certificates. This means that org signing you is very easily determined by what is shown blatantly to them, and they don't have to go digging into any files to find out things about you. For that reason, it's very important to create a good portfolio. Our portfolio is basically just an easy to access overview of your skills and what you offer to add value to an org. Orgs are only really going to sign you if you're already good enough to be on the org, because they want to be assured that you are valuable enough to the org to be worth signing. When scouting to recruit players, orgs look for things like social media followings on Twitch, YouTube, etc., skills in-game, mentality and improvement, future growth potential, connections and who you play with, and of course, your placements. So these are the things that you need to work on and make easy for orgs to see through your portfolio. Make content on YouTube, stream grind sessions on Twitch, and put your best placements in your social media bios. Keep working towards improving those skills and build a good portfolio. Okay, so by now you've done all of the other steps and are pretty good at the game, but those tournament earnings that you get from those skills are barely ever enough to sustain a full-time esports career. So you're gonna need to learn how to get signed to an org that will pay you some sweet money. In order to get an org to actually sign you, you have to promote yourself in as many ways as possible. There are three main ways to do this: social media, placements, and word of mouth. I think that it just makes so much sense to create content on social media straight from the start. As soon as you have any placements, just put it on your social media, tweet about it, make a video or pay someone to make one with the gameplay, and stream all your events on Twitch. Even if you don't end up getting signed straight away because of your social media, it will always add to the value that you can potentially provide an org that signs you. It allows you to grow your platforms to make some money, and on top of that, it allows you to be more present in people's minds, so that if someone is thinking of who to sign, your name pops straight into their head and they are much more likely to sign you. So your social media and placements give people very quick access to your portfolio, but it also makes a lot of sense to grab yourself some business cards. I know it might feel a bit cringy or old school, but just get some little business cards with your social media, placements, and your Discord or phone number so they can contact you. It's just super useful when LANs and other events return, so that you can just walk around and talk to everyone and give them your card if they're interested, so they can have instant access to your portfolio and an easy way to contact you. And the last way of promoting yourself, word of mouth, basically just means someone who thinks you're good recommends you to a potential org in person or one-on-one. This happens far more than people think it does because no one sees it, and it's why it is important to have a good reputation to come into the minds of everyone when they're thinking about getting a new player. So as a general mindset that you should keep, not only for gaming and Fortnite, but for everything you do in life, is just be kind to everyone you meet, and it will pay you back 1,000 times over, because in the future, if you're kind, people will like you more and are more likely to talk about you and recommend you to others. So just be kind. Alrighty guys, that has been my top 5 tips on how to make a legitimate full-time career out of gaming. But for those of you who stuck around right until now, I have a secret 6th tip for you, which is to just get started. Just go out and start right now. So I challenge you, yes, you right there watching the video, to get up after the video and make a start on any one of these steps, whether that be making a new routine to improve, opening up a YouTube channel, or watching some pros play. Just start something right now.